I'm Zach Snyder.
And I'm Aden Matthews.
And welcome back to another YouTube podcast, the one-stop shop for anything and everything related to YouTube.
I was drinking water as you said your name, and I swear that was like the fastest I've had to swallow water before. Because I knew if I took too long, I wouldn't be able to get my name out. And I'm like, oh, hurry. And then I just
fuck.
immediately put it up. It caught me off guard.
Fair enough.
Caught me off guard.
How you been? How you doing?
It's been a hot second since we recorded this.
We've kept away from each other for a couple of days too.
We have
unintentionally.
Yeah. So it's like not only have we had a break from recording stuff, but also just kind of like talking in general. So this will be fun. But no, I've been doing well.
Good.
Well in the short term. A lot of what we're going to talk about kind of leads into your week on YouTube stuff. So
true.
That'll be fun as well. How you been?
I've been Gucci.
Epic.
Yeah. It's been epic.
It's epic as
It's gonna be interesting. We still have not been putting these things out regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because it's still my fault. Isn't that just fucking wild? Isn't that just insane? So I'm working on May to get that squared away, but we'll talk about that when we get to the sections.
Hell yeah.
But this episode is another YouTube podcast, Your Week on YouTube. So we'll be talking about our weeks as we do every 2 weeks, and then next week we'll be back on the main topic.
Shenanigans, yeah. And for this episode specifically, it's actually going to be covering most of April as well.
Right. So our last recording session was the end of March.
Will
just be April.
So you'll get to hear our whole April, start to finish. Yeah. Excruciatingly long. No, I won't go.
April took forever.
Not for me.
I don't know what it was.
Not for me.
It felt long as fuck for me.
March was that way. March I felt like would never end.
Yeah.
And then like April was just kind of like more of the same, but not like in a bad way for me.
That's good. Well, with that being said, how was your month on YouTube?
My
trademark
month on YouTube. So April was pretty interesting in the fact that going into it, I'd actually like written down a little plan or a document of sorts of all the stuff I wanted to get done in April. A little April content checklist, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I made the list before April started. And here we are at the end of April. And I'm proud to say, a lot of what I wrote on that list, I have actually finished. This YouTube podcast being one of the last two things. Breath of the Wild is the other one. Although I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes away from finishing that as well. So we're like really close.
Nice, you're getting there.
Yeah, we're about a recording session away. But I figured going into April, considering how little I actually got done in March with the outbreak and Corona and everything in between, it was just not a month where I felt like really productive or on top of things. So I figured rather than like doing a particular schedule or anything complex, I could just write down a little bit of a content checklist and write down all the things I wanted to do. Basic stuff like make a Twitch channel trailer, figure out how to render an Instagram video, as well as bigger things like finish recording an entire LHG series, do 4 Twitch streams, record the Aden on Anchors, all that sort of stuff. So it ended up being about a list of 15 things altogether. And that pretty much, because I have this list, it's easy for me to like figure out what I actually did in April as a whole.
Which is really cool. Yeah. You told me about like that checklist at the beginning of the month. So I'm really glad to hear that like you did it. You did basically everything on the list.
I did. Yeah.
That's really dope.
It's just a good way to like keep track of everything, as well as like being able to not feel like you're not doing anything, because you can just look at the list and be like, oh yeah, I've done a lot of stuff, and now I know what to work on, so my mind doesn't really wander a whole lot of the time.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with like all the different projects that we're involved in, it can be difficult to remember everything. So it's a good way to look at things.
But in terms of what I actually did in April, it's really just a matter of looking at the list. Aden on Anchor reached episode 50. New
Hey,
milestone on that with the new intro as well. A little bit of music at the beginning and the
I
end.
still got to listen to that one.
Kind of changing it up a little bit, talking about the anniversary of the show. Pretty big milestone on that one, getting to 50 episodes with Aden on Anchor. It technically already had been with the Zach and Jay and Parker episodes, but not the official numbered 50. So I did that. Blinds Honor Gaming stuff, recorded a lot of Breath of the Wild, and then recorded a series with you
That's right.
by the time this is out, it should be out, but in case it's not, I'm not going to reveal what it is. So
Okay, cool.
you'll have to figure out what I'm doing. Been doing a lot of Twitch streams. I did 4 in specific, a lot of Wi-Fi battles ones, and then I did a monthly Battle League Season 4 stream. We got that off the ground in April. The draft and the art and the logos and all that nonsense. There's still more I need to do. But a lot of the heavy lifting, at least with monthly Battle League Season 4, is off the ground, and now it's just kind of running itself. But
Which is really nice, for sure.
I did the draft stream. I did like a Sporcle like quiz stream just because I thought it'd be fun, and it was fun. I enjoyed doing
it was fun.
but it's not the thing I'll probably like do more often because it really was just you and then Patient for like 5 minutes and nobody else.
Yeah,
so it's not exactly a way to get discovered or anything, but no, that was fun. And then like I said, the Twitch channel trailer. Working on some LHG stuff behind the scenes that I don't want to talk about, figuring out Instagram videos, and then in terms of Blue Couch Productions main channel, April had 2 videos in specific: the Why I Don't Like Dark Souls video and the key to the Switch's success, which I recorded both like the same day, back to back, and then just went ahead and edited them because it's like, hey, I'm already here. Why not go ahead and record more videos for it? And both of those turned out really well. I like both of them pretty equally. The Dark Souls one has been something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and the Switch one was as well. It was an original Back to the Video Games topic as well, and I had a lot of fun with the editing and the graphics on that and the pacing of all of them. And it was at the desk set, and they're cozy, smaller videos, but I feel like since December, when I started doing those at the desk videos, there's kind of a huge difference between that originally Charlie Brown Christmas ones and the ones that are coming out now. The format, I believe, has just improved a good bit since then.
Definitely, it's definitely evolved from your original kind of Blue Couch Productions videos.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed them.
So now they're out, and there's 2 of them out. And that's pretty much it for the most part. I did a little bit of collaborative stuff with good friend Ramzan. Got him on a game club recording.
That's right.
Which will be epic. And I started on his show 5 minutes bullshit, and then just yesterday did another one. So now there's going to be another.
Really?
One.
Ooh, hype.
Yeah. Now one's even wilding because he decided to do some, not an edit, but I don't look normal in that video, let's just say. That's all I'll spoil on that one, but
fair enough.
He's incredibly fun to work with. I don't get to do it often, but dude's really fun to like talk and bounce off ideas with and shit.
For sure. He seems like that kind of dude. I've really liked watching his content.
I'm glad he's starting to like record some more stuff as well.
Same.
Because I've missed like having his videos in my sub box. And apparently after he recorded mine, he's recorded like 2 or 3 more, and then my second one. So he's going to be up to like episode 17 in terms of just recording them. And just today, I believe he premiered like a Pokemon Nuzlocke called a Fishlock.
I saw that.
which is hilarious. He showed me the art for it, and it's fucking outstanding. Like,
I haven't watched any of it yet, but I might have to like check it out.
It's fish. How can you not like fish?
Hey, Stonefisk, man.
But yeah, like April was a pretty productive month, I'd say. Also, like a very questioning month. There were definitely
how so?
It was in the sense where like I was finally doing a whole lot of stuff that I was really proud of and putting everything together as well. But it also, at the same time, was sort of questioning in the sense where, like, how can I improve off of that? Like, how can I make it better for May? What do I need to be doing, etc. So it's like April was a success for sure, but now it got me kind of spinning the gears around in my head to be like, all right, how do I go off of this? And I know I talked to you about it on stream, but like,
right,
I'm definitely still very much in that state of like overthinking and questioning everything like I usually do. And
yeah.
sometimes it's helpful for sure, but other times it's not. So I've been trying to like parse some of that unhelpful shit out and really like think about the stuff that would be helpful.
I get that.
So yeah, that's pretty much. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Monthly Battle League Season 4, Lions Honor stuff, Breath of the Wild, new series we recorded, YouTube podcast we're doing now, Aden on Anchors at 50, highlights. Game Club Season 1's almost out completely. That Ramson one will be the last episode of that to come out about Minecraft. So okay.
Oh, nice.
The real gamer boy game. Did it out, and then I'll start getting peeps around to do Season 2. A lot of the same people probably. But
did you watch any films this past month?
Films?
I don't think you did.
We watched Kiki.
We did watch Kiki. That's right.
And then I watched Chlorine for like a second time. And I think that's it. One or two films. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's definitely lower than March. So I don't know if I'm gonna do an April movie roundup. Oh, and me and Parker watched Princess and the Frog again because he's never seen it before. So I got on call with him and watched that at like 3 a.m. or something stupid. But he really enjoyed it. He got a kick out of it. So
yeah, he seemed like he really liked it.
I like showing that movie to people because it's really fucking good.
Epic.
But yeah, that's pretty much my week on YouTube. I'm excited for May. I already got my May list made. It's a bit smaller than the April one. Some of the April stuff has moved over, obviously, because there's shit I want to do every month.
Oh, for sure.
Of like, I still want to record more Aden on Anchor, and I still want to do more Twitch streams, but there's also more unique ideas as well. And specifically, one idea for Blue Couch Productions that I am very excited. Look forward to that tomorrow for you all. Not for you all, for Zach, basically, because we're recording this on May the 1st. So May the 2nd, look out for that, because that should be interesting as well. But that'll be a new avenue on Blue Couch Productions of shit.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Don't want to reveal it yet, but you'll already know what it is, people listening at home, hopefully, by the time this comes out. So
I look forward to it, of course.
But yeah, that was my week. How was your week or month?
Well,
on YouTube Trademark.
I played a lot of Animal Crossing.
Wow!
Isn't that wild? Since the last episode, I premiered my YouTube channel, Zack Snyder Plays TM.
Yeah.
So that did go out, and there's videos on there now. And I had daily uploads for like a week and a half. Mm-hmm. And then I spent more of my time playing Animal Crossing off camera than I did on camera. So that's epic. And then as far as content goes, like, that was about it.
We did that series together, and that
was about it. We did the LHG series. I've been editing some things on the side. I did put out a couple of like personal channel videos kind of out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
So those went out.
Yeah, personal channels back. I enjoyed the Photoshop.
Those are cool. Yeah, I did like a Photoshop tutorial. Saw like an old unreleased video from like 2016 and edited it and uploaded that, and then had a Let's Talk About It that came out that Parker had recommended from Patreon.
Oh, that was a blast.
So that was fun. So like I put out stuff, definitely not as much as I would like to, obviously. A little disappointed in myself, to be honest, but you know, same spill as always. Still been working on the client work. Still been, trying to keep that going. And I'm happy to say that while this quarantine situation is happening and there's so much uncertainty in the air, like I am above water. Like I don't feel like I'm drowning currently, which is nice.
That's good.
So that's a good thing.
Because having both on top of you would be a lot worse.
I agree.
Be a lot worse.
Yeah. So like on one hand, I'm disappointed I hadn't put out as much content as I'd like to, but on the other hand, like I'm not in a shitty place currently, so I'm not gonna complain too much.
Right.
But I did like put together like a little to-do list myself a couple of days ago because I do want to get content out in April or in May.
Too late on April.
April is too late on that one. But yeah, I want to put out content on all the different avenues again. But I'm starting off slow, and I'm not gonna like try to do too much for a little while. And like it might be 3, 4, 5 months before I really try to push too much on everything. But I still want to put content out on all the different platforms. So like, the podcast is still a priority. I still want to make that happen. But I also have like the personal podcast content that needs to be edited and put out. So I'll put out a couple episodes of that a month maybe. And then I'll put out like, a couple of videos on the personal channel a month. Just a little bit here and there because I feel like that's better than doing nothing and being overwhelmed by trying to do everything.
Right. As long as you can get a little bit of everything where you need to. Just upload.
I did find out that I did not get the Adobe Creative Residency.
Drat.
So that was unfortunate.
Do you know
2
who?
years
who
in
got
a row. Don't know yet. We'll find out that in May.
In May, okay.
So sometime, whenever this episode is out, I'll like know for sure who it is. But right now, as of recording, we don't know yet. But it's like, whatever. I flexed some more of my like Photoshop like skills, like working on that application and some of my video editing stuff, and everything happens for a reason, so I'm not too concerned about it.
All right.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna take things slow a little bit and try to build up what I have instead of trying to look forward to something that's not necessarily guaranteed, because I keep doing that. I keep like, oh, here's this big opportunity that could happen, and it's like, but what if I don't worry about that and just keep doing things like I've been doing them
day by day, man? It's the type of shit
exactly
that in no way is sexy at all, but it's definitely like the motto you have to live by, because like trying to get too ahead of yourself is a death sentence for what we do.
It's hard. It's super hard, especially like trying to do the client work on top of it. Like I only have so much energy in the day, and I naturally am more tired every day than I should be as a 24-year-old man. But like it happens. It is what it is. It's my limitations that I have to live with. And so I'm just trying to work a little bit more with those rather than work against them, because it can be frustrating trying to continue to like push and push and push and push, only to hope that like some big thing is going to happen. Meanwhile, it's like if I just take the smaller actions and, do what I got to do in the day by day, I think I'll find better success that way, if that makes sense.
Well, you got to like put yourself in a state and give yourself the best chance to succeed, right? So it's like even if you're screwed on a lot of aspects, you can definitely make it better for your future self by like, planning ahead and all the typical health stuff that we've preached before on the podcast 1,000 times.
Definitely.
And that kind of reminds me too, like I wanted to, unless you had anything else to like really add, I wanted to kind of like,
that's pretty much it.
I wanted to like briefly talk about like my relationship with Discord. Kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know we're not going to be able to put it in the main topic, but it's also not like a your week on YouTube related thing. So I'm just going to kind of put it here for anybody who wants to listen, because we kind of talked about it a little bit on on Breath of the Wild for some reason. We were doing
okay.
hard ass DLC, so that's probably why.
Fair enough.
Because it just gets boring to look at after a while. Anyway, I think it was around like halfway through the month of April where we had kind of gotten into a bit of a pattern of like sort of nightly calls with the group chat and everything, and
yeah,
I was a part of like 3 or 4 of them and 5 of them, and then eventually I believe around the 6th, the 4th or 5th one, I don't know, again I've lost track, who knows, but around the 4th or 5th one or whatever, y'all had invited me to one, and I had decided like I was fine for the most part, and I got a lot of a lot of worried responses from people, in particular like Parker for the most part, and then Jay had told me as well that there was a bit of like worry that I for whatever reason was just like not interested anymore, and I think that's far from it. I think like I very much have come, maybe not to the conclusion, but I'm starting to realize a lot of the time that for as much as Discord is helpful to what I do, and I absolutely enjoy the time I spend on it, on the other hand, it is a very key ingredient to my current procrastination and not getting anything done.
It's very fucking distracting.
It's miserable. It's miserable, Zach. Like,
I get you.
You know, and it's not a thing where it's like, oh, I want to be a bad friend and not hang out with anybody. That's far from the case. But it was getting to the point where it was like daily calls at night that would last till 3 a.m. and then I'd wake up the next day at 4 p.m. and oh, would you look at that? We're back in the call again. And that would just be a cycle of shit. And I realized like I really had nothing to say because I hadn't lived enough since the last 4 calls.
No, I get that.
To add anything new. And so I kind of took myself on a little bit of a temporary break, not a forever break, and I'm not like never gonna vibe again. It's far from the truth. Like I vibed today, but like, you know, it's how it works.
I figured that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Aden probably got wore out a little bit, and I was like, I gotta get that. So, I completely understand that.
But I wanted to mention it just for the podcast because I think it can be difficult, at least in the situation we're in, and I know like other people can feel this way as well, where it's like Discord is a great tool and it's a great community builder, but if you let it, can take up all your time and what you do, and eventually there's got to be like a little bit of a balance between the time you spend on Discord interacting with people and, you know, actually working and living life.
Absolutely. It's hard because like, especially when you've like started making friends with the people that are in your community
and it's
as
personal.
A creator,
yeah.
And it's in a very more personal thing. Like, I mean, and like even now, like where my social circle are people on Discord. Like that is where I get my socializing from currently. It's hard to like take a step back from it for a little bit, but like I think you kind of have to sometimes because it can get very overwhelming and just tiring to spend all of your day on Discord because it's a very easy thing to do.
Right. I catch myself falling into it, and it's like that same procrastinating like high schooler Aiden that would never really do homework and watch YouTube all day is now like, you know, wanting to make YouTube, but unfortunately Discord still like leans into that and is like, yo, at a touch of a button you can be in a voice call with somebody and spend hours vibing watching random ass movies that you probably won't make content out of, like, you know, or play games that you probably won't make content out of. And it's like it's great and it's super fun. And again, I'm not saying like I have bad friends or like Discord's a sin or I need to get off Discord or none of that. I'm just saying like it took a little bit of self-awareness for me to be like, all right, well, if I actually want to get something done, I'm going to have to be off Discord for the next couple of days. And honestly, in the meantime, like when I wasn't actually working and I was just kind of like vibing like by myself, it was a nice little like recharge, I think.
Yeah, I get that.
So just wanted to bring that up because I figured that would be an interesting talking point. And hopefully that would help some of you guys, because I know we all get into those like traps, whether if it's not Discords, it's Reddit, and if it's not Reddit, it's Twitter, and if it's not Twitter, it's YouTube or something else. So
I constantly feel like I'm getting into these kind of ruts of where I'm not doing something productive, and I spend a lot of time doing something not productive, but I don't want to get out of it, whether it's depression or it's like excuses or whatever it may be, right? Mm-hmm. Like I've constantly been finding myself like actively bored at the things that I'm doing because it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I don't get bored because there's always something I can be doing. But like when you sit there and you watch 30 YouTube videos in a row, or if you're in a Discord call for 5 to 12 hours, or, you know, whatever it may be, like it can get very tiring. So no, I get you.
And that's not to say like you should just do the other reverse where you never hang out with anybody and you spend all day working yourself to the bone.
And that's not what I'm equally awful.
Equally shitty. Like I'm not
if not worse
at all. Like leading yourself to burnout and exhaustion. You can do it like just by working yourself to death all day.
Definitely.
That vibing time is very much an escape from like the issues that me and you talk about on the YouTube podcast, where we don't have to think about any of that and we can just kind of like watch Zach decorate his Animal Crossing room and fucking harass villagers, and that's fun. And that's really fun, and it's a great escape from anything, but like I was finding that I just wasn't getting back on the horse anymore, and that's when I knew, like, oh, okay.
No, I get that.
All right.
Yeah. I get you. Speaking of Animal Crossing, is just like fucking, it's taken up my life. It's a problem.
Or at least you're getting some content out of it with Twitch streams and
this is true.
Let's Play stuff.
This is true. And I've been able to like, what's been really cool is like there's a lot of people in my community that are playing it right now. Right. So it's been a new little bonding experience with my community, because I haven't really had a game like that with like a majority of the people in the server. So it's cool.
It's how people felt playing Monster Hunter or Destiny 2.
Well,
with a better game.
But with a better game.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, epic. One more thing. I got a bed.
Oh shit!
I got an actual bed.
A real big boy bed.
So, you know, life is gonna get even better.
Is it epic?
Dude, it's so epic. I've had it for like 2 days now. And I've slept a little bit more than I should, but I'm breaking it in.
New mattresses, man. They're a heavenly experience for sure. It's not something I can experience often, because a lot of mine are hand-me-downs usually. But sometimes, whew.
Yeah, it's great. Best part, like it only cost me around $200 for the whole thing. I got it from like Walmart. It's epic.
What size is it?
It's a twin, but
it's a twin.
The platform for it, like I can transform it into a full if I want to go and get a full mattress later on. So
a little bit of upgradability down the road.
It's epic, dude. I'm really excited about it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Almost as excited I was about them Dickies socks that I got a couple months ago.
Dickies socks, yeah.
But
yeah. Glad that's in a Blue Couch Productions video to everybody to watch. So you hate to see it.
You do.
But I think that'll do it for this Your Week on YouTube. Kind of a shorter one, despite how much stuff we had to talk about. But I feel like there's some interesting things in there for sure. And for anybody who wanted to know what we've been doing in April, that's pretty much it. Hoping that May will be a little bit better, have more to report on. But also, like, I had a lot to report on in April, and it didn't take that much time either. So.
For sure.
It really just depends, week to week.
Yeah. Well, I've been Zach.
And I've been Aden.
And we want to thank you for listening to this episode of Another YouTube Podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye.